We
Never
promised
did.
the folks on Instagram we'd answer a few of their questions, and so that's what you guys get to hear on the Ramsey Show.
Oh, George, watch out. Now we're going to get, this is going to get, oh boy, potentially controversial. This is from Inchy Squinchy, which, by the way.
Is that the controversial part?
No, well, it might be, depending
Okay.
on how you get offended these days. But it is the username. Hi, Ken. My boyfriend of 11 months is not on board with the Ramsey ways or the baby steps. I love him so much, and I'm terrified to break it off. Please advise me, as if I was your daughter.
Wow, Ken,
well,
you're that
Inchy
old.
Squinchy.
You're
I
that
am
old.
now officially
That's
the
real.
old man of the Ramsey Show. And here's what I would tell you. If you were Josie, my daughter, you give him the ultimatum, and you explain why. If we're going to go to the next level in our relationship, we have got to be on the same page about money, or else why are we dating? I'm not doing this just to have a buddy or a pal. And so I would give him the ultimatum to say, this is what I believe about money, and if you don't believe that way, I totally get it, but you and I aren't right for each other, and I would say, I'm out.
I got another one here from Joklahoma State.
Joklahoma is his name?
Is it the wrong time to buy a house right now? And that's a great question, Ken. A lot of people are freaking out. They're trying to time this housing market, which is so unpredictable. And the truth is, there's never a wrong time to buy the house if you can financially afford the house. And what we mean by that is a 15-year fixed-rate mortgage with a payment that's no more than a quarter of your take-home pay. And by the way, interest rates are high. I know that. But guess what? You can refinance when interest rates go back down. And so that's not the end of the world. I know it's not fun to have that extra in your payment, but if you can still withstand it with that 25% threshold, then yes, it's a great time to buy a house.
It's a great time. All right, here's another one. Pragland64 says, guys, talk about the court. The Texas judge halting the loan forgiveness.
This was big news.
Not much to talk about except to say, I told you so. My audience knows this. It's unconstitutional. Look it up. We learned about this in the 5th or 6th grade, folks. This is not political. It's just the Constitution.
I love that Ken is like, Google the Constitution, bro. That's his advice.
Well, you know, he doesn't have the authority to do it, and we knew it was going to be challenged, so that's why we tell you to pay off your loans. All right, another one, George. Let's see here.
What do we got?
Can you explain how to win with LinkedIn? Interesting, George. Now, you were a social media specialist before you became a Ramsey personality. Give us 30 seconds on how to win with LinkedIn.
Number one, it's not just to throw things at people and just always be posting. You need to engage. You need to jump into other people's conversations, be commenting, be messaging, really try to connect. This is not the time to do your cold sales pitch. This is the time to actually be a person. And the more you do that, the more you will win, on top of posting quality content on there, your insights, your experience. That's what people want to see.
All right. Let's see. Demona roll, if I'm saying that right. What's more important, 401k or 529?
Oh, well, I don't see them as separate. That's
you
baby
go.
step 4 and 5. You should be doing both. Start with 15% of your income into retirement, into the 401k. Then you can move to the 529 and put as much as you can into there.
By the way, if you're joining the Ramsey Show right now, you just popped in. George Campbell and I are answering questions live from Instagram viewers at Ken Coleman. If you head on over there, we're doing just Instagram live questions. Here's Jaradina80. Love the random usernames. It always tickles me. How to become more confident in your life and work. One simple answer. I believe that the key to confidence is clarity. I don't care what area of your life it is. Confidence comes when we're clear. But when we're not clear, in other words, we're doubtful, that's very natural to not have confidence. So if it's confidence in money, confidence in your relationships, confidence in your work, get clear. Get to the bottom of where the doubt's coming from, and then address that. You're going to be confident.
That's good. I got one from Ambit Media. When should we downsize our home to be debt-free sooner? This is a great question. It is not the right path for everyone, and truthfully, a lot of people use it as a shortcut, Ken, because they don't want to do the hard work, and it feels like they can leapfrog. And for some people, it does make sense. But if you can be debt-free within 2 years without selling the home, don't sell the home, because it's a headache and there's a lot of fees involved, and you got to turn around and then buy another home. And so don't do it unless it's a drastic situation and you already have way too much house and the payment's killing you, and it will help you become debt-free that much sooner. Ken, this is a hot one I got to jump in on. Hollis Robinson said, I'm afraid to choose a career. I want to make sure God approves of the career.
Ooh. Well, you know, I don't like that.
What is the heart behind that?
Well, I think it comes from a good place, but God doesn't give us the stamp of approval that I think we expect him to. What he does is give us judgment. He gives us discernment, gave us a heart. And I can tell you, if you use what I teach, and this job allows you to use what you do best, that's talent that God gave you. It allows you to do something you love, that's the heart that God gave you. And it allows you to create results that matter to you. Again, that's the discernment that God gave you. That is the approval. Go for it.
Let's just answer a fun one here, Ken, from Jeff Bush.
By the way, if you just jumped in, George and I are answering questions on Instagram Live at Ken Coleman if you want to jump in.
If you're confused by the manic spree that we're on answering questions.
These are fast and furious.
Is it true, from Jeff Bush photo video, that George had a real-life camel at his wedding? And yes, that is 100% true.
That is absolutely true. I can confirm this. That is not fake news.
The 20-second story is we won a free local wedding contest, a $28,000 wedding package, and so I thought, I'm going to spring $700 to get a guy to bring a camel to this wedding as a photo op, just to be silly and fun.
George, I got a fun one for you. Red Sewing says, best way to save for college as a high schooler who has a small business.
Oh, that's incredible. Well, number one, live on as little as you can make and throw as much as you can into savings. You don't have a ton of time, so I would not put it in the stock market, but a high-yield savings account is a great place to store that money as you continue to work. And scholarships. Make sure you're applying for scholarships as an extra part-time job.
Yeah. Sean Perriello says, how do you stay motivated at a job that won't train someone for 2 years? Salary triples after the training. I'd say, Sean, do you want to be there long-term? Forget the 2 years and the tripling of the salary. Do you want to be there long-term? If you do, patience. It's a beautiful thing. Wait. Crush the now. You'll get the next. Anything worth doing or getting is worth waiting.
Here's one from Ben Wilson. How do you get out of debt when you have 2 full-time jobs and nothing to cut back on? Wow. Well, if you don't have any margin to throw at the debt with 2 full-time jobs, you're not getting paid enough at either of them. So Ken would say you got to get better jobs.
That's it. Better paycheck. This is fun. This is, again, see, you already mentioned this, guys, but I think this is fun. He may be in the lobby. Would you rather fight a 1 horse-sized duck or a 6 duck-sized horse?
Oh, this is a classic conundrum, Ken.
I got to tell you, I'm going with the smaller.
Yeah, the duck-sized horses.
Smaller of the two.
I can take them.
Boy, there you go. There's my Ron Burgundy moment. Let's see. Ken, what are the dangers of remote work? What would scare you away? I think 2 things. Number one, not having the relationship that you get from collaboration and being around coworkers and feeling lonely. That could be a danger of remote work. And the second, out of sight, out of mind. If your leader doesn't see you, hear you, and it gets to a layoff situation, you could be the first one on the block. That is a danger.
Well, we are running out of time, Ken.
That was
I got to
fun.
say, this has been so fun going on Instagram Live, answering questions live on the Ramsey Show.
Instagram, I got to go.
Be sure to follow us at Ken Coleman, at George Camel with a K. We love helping people over on social media.
Yeah, always
Thank
fun.
you for all of that.